how do you create laser targeted custom audiences and lookalike audiences for your Facebook ad campaigns that will allow you to create profitable Facebook ads for your business, driving hordes of new customers and leads, even if you're a startup business or if your customer information can't be segmented for you to create quality custom audiences. All is revealed in this video. So here we are back at my computer. What I want to do is quickly recap what custom audiences are and what lookalike audiences are, even if you somewhat aware of what they are, or if you know very well what they are, just so you get a better understanding, because when we talk about the strategy in just a few moments time, you'll understand what it is, how it works and why it works, and how you can apply it to your business. So what are custom audiences? Now, typically speaking, custom audiences from a customer information perspective were always created using customer information such as email addresses or phone numbers or some form of contact information. What Facebook would do would find all the customers and match them to all the users that they have on their platform. So they would find John Smith at 123 Test Street, Test City, etc. And they would find that person, John Smith, on the Facebook platform, and they would do that for all the customer information that you give them. Now, the problem being is that if you're a startup, or as I mentioned earlier in the introduction, that your customer information isn't segmented per product, service, or offering, the customer audience can become blurred, and they're not as specific. So you're not shooting fish in a barrel anymore. You're now shooting fish in an Olympic-sized swimming pool. Now, you probably do okay because the theme of the audience will be still relative to your business, but it won't be as successful as it could be. The return on investment, the cost per acquisition of a new customer, the overall growth of your brand within Facebook and as your business as a whole won't be as powerful because that laser targeting just isn't there. So once Facebook do get that custom audience information, they then match it, as we said, and then you have the ability to create lookalike audiences. So Facebook, within the geographical area that your service, doesn't matter whether it's region, city, state-based or national-based, or even internationally based, it doesn't matter. Facebook then can create lookalike audiences based on the customers that you've ever interacted with. But if you have no customer information, the second best option is to create your own custom audiences really quickly based on behavior. Now, my favorite way to do this is using video. Now, anyone that's been in marketing for a long time and is worth any money with their marketing will know that any form of marketing based on behavior reigns supreme. It is king, because we know that words are cheap. Often people will talk a big game, or they say they're going to do something. People are going to say they're going to lose weight, or they're going to start exercising, but they never do it because for whatever reason. Most people have tons of excuses that are just ridiculous, but nonetheless. But when you start to see things and make judgments based on behavior, you'll do tremendously well. So let's say you have two employees that are vying for a position. You've got one employee that's just on time or 15 minutes late every day. You've got this other employee that's always 30 minutes early, always stays 30 minutes after knock off time. Now, who are you going to give the promotion to? The one that's always organized, 30 minutes early, never late, never sick, stays 30 minutes later, or the person that's always a little bit late, that's late handing in work, that sometimes leaves a little bit early? Based on behavior, there's no question who gets the promotion. You don't even have to interview probably those two candidates. You just know based on the behavior that candidate A, who's on time or early, is just the better candidate for the promotion because you're basing it on behavior. Now, with that being said, what you can do with video is fantastic. Facebook have made it very, very easy for businesses to make a lot of money very, very cheaply. So what we have with making videos and using them for behavior is we can create audiences based on viewership, which is a behavior. So what we can have is a video, in around that 60-second mark or even longer. I'm not a big believer in video length. Now, I think that the length of a video can vary. It dictates more about the content that you have within the video. I'm not really fussed if the video is 10 seconds or 5 minutes long. I've got YouTube videos that are over an hour long, and they do particularly well. So one of the most politically incorrect ways I ever heard someone say how long content should be in both video or kind of written text, and I don't condone articulating it this way for sure, but content should be the same length as a female's dress. Long enough to cover everything, but short enough to keep something or the content to be interesting. Now, not the most political correct way to represent content length, but I think it's kind of a humorous way to get across a good understanding of just how content length and how long your content should be in terms of length, whether it's based on text. Long enough to cover everything, but short enough to be interesting and easy to consume is probably the politically correct way to put that. But with that being said, what you can do with Facebook is create audiences based on viewer length or viewership length. So you can have 25% of your video or more watched and place all those people into a custom audience. And you can do the same thing for 3 seconds or 10 seconds or 50%, 75% or 95% video watches. Now, as you get longer, the behavior becomes more strict, more beneficial to your product offering or business as a whole, because the person has showed intent for a longer period of time. So if you have a 60-second video and someone watches 50%, they've watched 30 seconds or more. That shows intent that the person is interested in the video, be it product-based, desire-based, emotion-based, information-based, educational-based, it doesn't matter. The person has showed some form of intent around the topic of the video. Now, as you get higher up into 75% and 90%, obviously that intent becomes more powerful and more targeted and more desirable for you as the advertiser, because they have showed even more intent to the content that you've put forth. So what you want to do is, as you get more views, is to create more depth to your custom audiences. So once you get video views over 10,000, you want to start moving up to 50%, 75% and 95% video views and create custom audiences and lookalike audiences based off there. So a potential strategy could be, if you're just starting out, is this one. Step one is to create a brief 10-second video. Now, the audience, if you're a startup business, will be very broad. It could be just using interest. Now, what you want to do with this video, it's just a really brief 10 to 20 second, even 30 seconds is completely fine. And I'm going to show you an example in just a few moments of a business that I partnered with and have used this exact strategy to grow their custom and lookalike audiences with tremendous success. So what we did was we created a 20-second video literally with an iPhone. The business owner, it wasn't scripted, he just saw an opportunity, he shot the video, he was blatantly nervous, but we were able to use it very, very well to get video views and start to hone in on the people that show interest to his products and services. So what we did is we actually had an audience of just 260,000 that watched the 20-second video, and we just showed that video just to almost everyone, it felt like, and we threw everyone that watched it for more than 50% into the next custom audience, and we created a lookalike audience off of that. And these lookalike audiences were the people that seen the next 30 to 60 second video. Now this video was about 37 seconds. It wasn't still long. Again, shot with an iPhone, believe it or not. And I'm laughing because it's kind of funny of just how nervous some people are around video. And I guess I was too at the very start as well. So, but nonetheless, he shot it with an iPhone. It was 37 seconds long, and we were now showing the video that was more product orientated, service orientated, to a deeper level, a more laser targeted audience that was based upon behavior. And it worked tremendously well. We actually started to get a little bit of success here. We started to get a few leads through, and we started to get a few closed deals for this business owner. Not great. That was still very profitable because he's selling around about a $3,000 to $5,000 product, but nonetheless, it wasn't great in terms of just overall general metrics, but he was still pretty damn happy. I wasn't as happy because I still felt like there was huge rooms for opportunity improvement. So what we did then was we created a slightly longer one at 47 seconds, again with the funny iPhone, the business owner just commentating just briefly about the product and service and having a little offer at the end. Now this one we used for remarketing, and we actually had a step kind of in between 2 and 3, and we actually had another video in there to create more lookalike, a bigger and more targeted lookalike audiences. So we essentially duplicated step 2, but with step 3 we used remarketing. So we used the 2 copies of step 2 and created a custom audience of all the people that watched 50% of those 2 videos or more. And then we showed them the last and final video that went for 47 seconds with a small little offer. Worked like gangbusters. We literally spent just $70 and he closed just over $15,000 of over closed business. It worked absolutely fantastically well. This was over a 3-week period, so we weren't breaking the bank in terms of budget for sure. But what I want to do is I want to show you this client. I'm going to hide a few things such as video titles, just anything around the business, because it's just not the right thing to do to show customer information. But I'm going to show you numbers, the amount spent, engagement metrics, etc., because I think it's interesting for you to get an understanding of just how the strategy works in real time. Then I'm going to show you how to create this step by step. So let's jump over to this client's information. So here we are in the Facebook ad interface. Now what we can see here is this client, and I've blurred out a whole bunch of stuff such as ad set names, but it's not that important. What are important are the numbers. So this is the first ad set we ran with, and it has currently the highest spend. Now what we have here is we spent $50, and I'm using the metrics of video engagement here. So what we have here is we spent $50 and we generated 438 25% video watches. We then built lookalike audiences of them, or custom audience, then a lookalike audience, and we did this a second time. Now this video didn't do as well, so this is step 2 of the first step 2 video, and I didn't like the engagement all too much. 239 25% visits. Then we moved to this one and we got an extra 482 25% visits, and then we went to this one. Now this is the step 2 video that is currently working like gangbusters off the lookalike audiences, or off the heavy lifting that these 3 videos have done. Now if you look at the engagement metrics, they slightly get better as we move around. Now this one at the current time, we've only spent $30. We've had almost 3,000 25% video views. The lookalike audiences and custom remarketing audiences that are coming off this video are working like gangbusters. This client, so I'm shooting this video on a Monday. The Friday just gone, so just a couple of days ago, I was having a talk with this business owner. He said, I just had the best week of business in my entire life this week, so that being last week. So it's just fantastic to hear that this guy's in a business. He's not a startup. His customer information is just old school. Some of it's in pen and paper. It's just we couldn't create custom audiences based off customer information because it was just a mess. But nonetheless, really quickly, for let's just say less than $100, we were able to create a gangbuster lookalike audience that is single-handedly producing the odd inquiry by itself, but off the remarketing, it's working amazingly well. We're getting 10-second video views for just 1 cent. Like, incredible. Like, there is just no other form of marketing that works so well. So I hope that just gives you some idea of just how this works. But how do we set this up is more important. So what we want to do is, I've unfortunately just cut it off, but up the top left-hand corner in the Facebook ad interface is the option button. Now what we want to do is to create this audience is to come down and to jump over to audiences. Now once we come to audiences, again I'm going to have to blow some stuff out here, but nonetheless we're going to keep running with it. Now I've got some audiences already created here. just as a dummy campaign, but nonetheless, I am using some client information, so I'm going to blur some stuff out. But what you want to do is to create a video, a real basic video that it can be educational, it can be informational, it can be product based, but you want to kind of keep it in line with common questions or common information that people want to get from the product or services that you offer. Very similar to this video that I'm offering you, is that this is about Facebook custom audiences, how you can create them for yourself, and you're interested in it. So you want to create something that is of interest to your customers in the awareness level. So, such as like a frequently asked questions, answers to frequently asked questions, or a product demonstration, or something quirky or humorous can also work quite well as well. Now, what we want to do is create a custom audience. So we click create audience, come down to custom audience. Now, what we want to do is we want to base our custom audience off engagement, and we want to go to video engagement. Now we want to select, choose content type, and we want to people who have watched 50% of a video, and then we want to browse and select the videos. So you would click browse. I'm not going to do that this time, but you would have the video that you've been running. You might have run into boosted posts, for instance, to friends of people who like your Facebook page, and friends of people who like your Facebook page, or some kind of interest base, and that lays the foundation. Then you create a lookalike audience based off that and that's this is this step. So you choose the videos that are related to the product or service. Now you do not want to merge all your videos, just everything dedicated to one particular product or one particular service. So if you have a couple of videos that are dedicated to one product or one service or a category of your business, you select those videos, but no more. Now, what you do is you select the videos, you give it, in the past, I try to keep it somewhat, little bit tighter. I like to keep either 180 days or 90 days, depending upon how aggressive you are and how quickly you're generating video views. So if you're not spending a huge amount yet, maybe keep it to 180 days. If you're spending quite aggressively, you want to keep that custom audience and lookalike audience constantly updated. You might keep it to a shorter period, such as 90 or even 30-day period. So you want people that are in the market to be constantly updating in your lookalike audience. Give your audience a name, and then you have your audience type based off 95% video watch, 45 days here, etc. Now, depending upon your country, your lookalike audiences will range from 170,000 here in Australia to 2.1 million if you're in the United States. It's based upon the nation's population size. So don't worry if your lookalike audiences are a different size to this 170,000. This is an Australian-based business, so cut to around that 160 to 170 mark. Now, once you've created this, then you can go back to your ads manager and start to create your ad sets. Now, what you have here is you simply click create campaign. We're going to create a new campaign. We're going to call this test video views lookalike. Then what we're going to do is the objective might still be either conversions or still video views, but we're going to still go for video views. We've got test ad set here, and we're going to just call this ad one and we're just going to save that as a draft. So what we have here is we've started to create the foundation of our lookalike next level step 2 video campaigns to really narrow down and build a very good custom and lookalike audience. So what we have here is our audience. Now what you want to do is you want to click into your audience, and now we want to just select the targeting. Now I'm going to have to blur some things out again here, but the budget can be anything from just $5 a day to $10 a day up to $50 a day. It really depends on how aggressive and how quickly you want to build this audience. As you've seen before with a client just earlier for the case study, spent less than $100 to build a very, very good custom audience and lookalike audience. So I don't recommend spending $100 per day if that's the total that you want to spend. Break it up into across about a 7-day period to get a good kind of range throughout the week. I find that they typically work a little bit better if you branch them out, as opposed to just blatantly spending all the money in just one shot, $100 in the one day, for example. Now what we want to do is select the country and then select your custom audience. Now custom audience, you might have named it videos, so I'm just going to select the video. Sorry, this is blurred out still, but nonetheless, we select the video. We can see the targeting up here is ultra specific. It's a lookalike audience. They don't give you accurate numbers anymore since Zuckerberg started to screw around with people's private information, but nonetheless, and that's all really the targeting you need, believe it or not. Now it sounds too simple, but this is it. You just need to work on good messaging. So now that you're finished, it's all up to pitching the next video, creating the next video. Things can be shot such as I am right now. You can get a camera and shoot just headshot stuff, screen capture if that's applicable to your business. Or as the client that I've spoken about in this video, he's literally shot them, he's not shooting them with he's not shooting himself. He's just shooting the product and talking about it. Very, very simple, using an iPhone. You can do things like that. The thing is that people buy from people. They want to know that you're behind your business, that there's someone behind it, and that you're willing to invest yourself and invest some personality, share your knowledge, share your information, help people, answer their questions, etc. Provide helpful content, positions you as an authority. It helps you close deals because people know more about you. You start to build rapport, etc. The benefits of video are just endless, and that's not including the fact that the leverageable abilities and aspects that you have within the Facebook that we're currently going through in this video. So once you've created all this and you've created your actually ad creative, and you've selected the video, uploaded, etc., you simply just click publish, review and publish, and you're done. Let it run for a couple more days, anywhere from about 4 to 7 days. Spend more aggressively if the engagement metrics are very good, such as what I showed you before. If that cost per 10 seconds is going down, the average view length is going up, start spending more money. Start to really spend more money so you can drive a better custom and lookalike audience based on deeper level video watches. Instead of 25% or 50%, you're now pushing 90%, 95%, sorry, because you'll get more targeted and more like laser-liked, focused, custom and lookalike audiences. So with that being said, what kind of questions or experiences have you had with Facebook ads? Have you had good success? Have you had poor success? What kind of questions do you have around custom audiences and lookalike audiences? Leave them in the YouTube comments below. I respond to every comment myself. So if you have a question, I often give either a video response or a detailed text answer. I love the questions. If you have feedback, the good, the bad, the ugly, what did you like about the video? What did you like about me? What didn't you like about me? That's also helpful as well. If you wanted to have a conversation, all you have to do is jump over to my website. Scroll down the bottom of the website, click the button here, fill out this form. There's no obligation, there's no fee. We just have a conversation. The conversation is directed by you. If you want to talk about Facebook, Google AdWords, search engine optimization, just anything around online digital marketing, we can talk for anywhere from 10 minutes to an hour. They typically go from around about 30 minutes to 45 minutes. I have conversations with. There's no selling involved or any kind of stuff like that. And I go through about how you can do things for yourself in your business. Sometimes we link up on Skype. I share the screen. It works fantastically well. So with that being said, if you want more videos like this and that will teach you how to grow your business, adding 5 figures, 6 figures or 7 figures into yearly revenue, subscribe below and you'll receive more content like this. I typically release 1 to 3 videos per week, so keep checking back and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Take care. Bye bye.